experience so you guys understand where I'm coming from. And I enjoy these videos. Hopefully I make this interesting for you because that's my goal. And with a lot of the stuff that's going on right now, I know a lot of people are home and might be wanting some content. My name is Alex, if you guys are new to this channel. And I started my Instagram and my YouTube to kind of share my journey with skin and with health. I like making healthy recipes. I share a lot of recipes over on my Instagram and hope to share them on here in the future. We'll go back to the beginning. So when I was a teen, like other teens, I had really oily skin back in the, mid 2000s. That wouldn't have been a teen. I would have been a teen in, mid 2000s. Weird to think about. Went through puberty, got acne, had oily skin, and back then we were taught you have to dry out your skin, you can't use oils on your skin, and nobody talked about moisturizing or, how to properly take care of your skin. A lot of times I didn't wash my face because that was not something that I was taught. I used the little pad, like they'd come in containers and they'd be like salicylic acid pads, and it would be super stripping on my skin, and it would feel very my skin would feel very tight and harsh, and I didn't enjoy that. So most of the time I would just kind of wash my face in water in the shower, and that was it. For skincare, and had acne, went to a dermatologist, was prescribed different things, put on different things. Nobody ever talked about a skincare routine. Nobody ever told me, you should wash your face with these things. Eventually, as I got a little bit older, so when I was in high school, when I was a teen, but would have been in 2010 when I got into high school, and I had Clearasil or Neutrogena. There was another brand that I remember that I got face wash finally for the first time specifically for my skin, and again it was an oil-free one, probably had salicylic acid in the face wash, and then those products came out with lines, much like Proactiv. I did try using Proactiv. It made my face feel worse. I really didn't like it, so I told my mom, don't buy it, it's too expensive and it doesn't give me any results. So and I think that part of the reason why things like Proactiv work really well is because of kids like me who were never taught a routine. So cleaning your face, moisturizing, and toning were never something that was super highly spoken about, which is kind of weird now because it's my bread and butter, and a lot of what I follow, a lot of what is posted on social media is about these full routines, and this is what kids are being taught now, is actually what works for skin. And we've come such a far way, and I wish sometimes that I could go back in the past and tell, because I had some really bad times where my skin was really bad, and it's nowhere near perfect right now, but it is getting better, and I do a lot of work to try to fix my skin, but there's only so much washing your face will do. There's really only one thing washing your face can do. But so then as I got older, I found Target and these products and things like that. We actually moved to an area that had more stores than just Walmart, and I was able to spend my own money, spend my allowance, and that's what I would spend my money on. And I think a lot of girls or women who have similar stories to me did that. I knew a lot of other kids in school, friends, and I would get together, and you had those friends who were spending their allowance on junk food, and you had friends like me who were spending their allowance on skincare products because you were miserable essentially. So then one of the big trends, something that I've talked about on my Instagram, something I see other people posting about and we laugh about it, is St. Ives apricot scrub. Definitely used that. It wasn't like a true ride or die for me. I didn't absolutely love it, but I just thought that exfoliating your skin was a way to get all of the dead stuff off, make things heal. You know, if you have razor burn and you exfoliate, or like an ingrown hair and you exfoliate, you can basically exfoliate that away in a sense and then moisturize after. And then in high school, I kind of wore makeup to try to cover up my face. I wasn't very good at it, and it was a means to an end. I never saw it as fun. I never was really that interested in wearing makeup or doing things with makeup. I am not wearing any makeup right now. I rarely wear makeup anymore, and if I wanted to feel a little extra, then I would just put on fill in my eyebrows and like manicure them, and if I wanted to go one more step, I'd put some mascara on. But at this point in time, I don't wear makeup really ever, and that is by design, in a sense that I want my skin to be able to breathe, and I've kind of embraced that this is what I'm struggling with, this is what I'm going through, and if somebody's going to be mean to me about that, I'm instantly not going to want to be around that person. And you know, my husband, my family, they still see me as me, and they don't see my skin condition. So I went through high school, and when I got to be 17, I was prescribed birth control for acne, to help my acne, and my parents were okay with it because they knew like I had had acne since I was 12 at that point. So then they agreed, and my acne cleared up pretty quickly, and it was not as bad as it had been in the past, and not as bad as it is right now. But again, that was several years ago. We'll get to that. But so after I went on birth control, my acne started to clear up. I had a little bit more confidence, and I, you know, wasn't wearing as much makeup. I still would be wearing, you know, like a concealer or foundation. I had a really hard time when I was a kid finding foundation that was pale enough that like I was shopping in the drugstore. It was not that common to buy things online at the time, especially for a kid to buy things online. So whatever was available in our small town is what I got, and I couldn't, you know, go venture out. We had one Sephora, and that was downtown, and you have to pay for parking downtown, so I didn't have that money, and so we'd never go downtown. And then we had one Ulta, but I didn't really know about that store until later because I wasn't super on the internet. It wasn't a huge thing, so you know, it is what it is. So then I graduated high school, doing, you know, just washing my face, and went through different prescriptions, was prescribed different antibiotic times, and I think I was on an antibiotic when I graduated high school. In my pictures, I have fairly clear skin. And then when I, you know, kind of had more of a routine at that point, and would buy, you know, the things that go together, and again, it was still that same, like, didn't really know much, didn't know much about my skin type in particular, so I was still buying products that were like oil free, formulated for acne, and that were super stripping on my skin. And it was routines and things that I would purchase, and so like Clean and Clear would have a 3-step routine, and that's what I'd buy, or whatever. So, and I tried different ones, and they were all the same, and I did never find any results or find any information. So I continued to look into things, and then so I graduated high school in 2014. In 2015, I started doing more and more research, and, you know, kind of figured out a little bit of stuff. Still was teetering. 2016, I decided at the beginning of the year to go vegan because I had some health health issues, a lot of stress going on. I had more acne and than I had in high school, and then tried to heal my skin. So my goal for myself was to try to do it through the summer, which was roughly 90 or so days. It was the end of springish. I wanted to go through the summer, and I did, and I really enjoyed it. There were cutting out certain things was not challenging or hard for me in any sense, and so I ended up being vegan for five-ish years, kind of lost count around there. Then after that, you know, going vegan really reduced and helped my acne. I was still on birth control at this point and still having acne symptoms, and then, or acne, not acne symptoms, I don't know. And then really trying to work on my skin. Started, you know, I had my own laptop at this point, started really delving deep into skincare, and there was more information out there, and I was just reading everything and trying to find everything. And so, found a few products that really worked for me. Finally started, you know, ordering things online when I could, and obviously I had a job, but I didn't make a lot of money, so I couldn't spend tons of money on makeup and skincare, and just I decided there were periods of time in my life where I wore more makeup than others, usually to cover up my acne, and I just kind of got more comfortable with myself and decided that makeup wasn't really my thing. Some things were my thing, and just a full face of makeup wasn't my thing, because the most beautiful thing that I think, and the thing that I always want my skin to look like, is just acne-free skin. Like, just my skin but better, what we call it. So you know, I want to look like me but without all of the extra stuff that I have going on. So you know, I really focused on figuring out what my skin type was, figuring out why, and figuring out like how to work with things. And so I felt like I had tried everything under the sun from a dermatologist, and this is the direction that I was led in. My acne pretty significantly cleared up because I was lactose intolerant. It's more than just lactose, it's all dairy. I have a dairy allergy, and I kind of lumped that in and just decided, you know, if I can't eat one thing, then why, like, I have no drive and motivation to eat the other. You know, meat and cheese and eggs and any kind of dairy or any kind of animal product. And then that lasted for several years, and I worked on, you know, getting cruelty-free products and learning about ingredients and learning about skincare and learning about what products you're supposed to do and why you need certain products in your routine and why certain products would benefit you. Like what's the purpose of a toner and why would you need it and what is the benefit of it. And that significantly helped my skin, is having a really good routine. And then fast forward a few years, and 2018 got off of birth control because I decided that I no longer wanted to be on it, because I was having issues with my cycle and my birth control. So what would happen is that I would continue to take my birth control, and then my cycle would be synced on a different week than the placebo pills. So then I would end up having, it would feel like a double period. So it just made me feel absolutely garbage, and just mentally I wasn't in a good space. I didn't feel like myself. It made me feel really down and really bad. It was like PMS all the time, basically. So it was just very upsetting. Got off of that, went to some doctors, went to a dermatologist in 2019, and they all kind of attributed some of my symptoms to not being on birth control anymore, since I was on it for so long. Kept fighting with them on it, but you know, they kept not giving me any answers or not exploring past what I had already gone through. And 2019, one of my doctors told me that, like, oh, the only thing I can do for you is prescribe you Accutane. which was very frustrating. I told her my whole story and everything like that, and she really kind of wrote it off, which doesn't feel great, I'm sure some of you know. And so, you know, she did prescribe me to a dermatologist, and dermatologist tried different gels and creams, and she told me I could be put on antibiotics, but I told her, well, that's not permanent, and it's not, you know, the greatest thing in the long run. And she was like, you know, don't necessarily, you know, cut out Accutane or say a hard no to Accutane, because it may be something that could help you. But you know, after I got off birth control, which is about 2 years now, or no, about 1.5 years now, after that, you know, I just felt like my acne slowly started getting worse, and that I had tried so many things, and since I had been on birth control at such a young age, nobody ever saw any issues that could have been there. And I have done all of these things. I've seen the creams, I've seen the gels, I've done all of these antibiotics and all of this kind of crazy stuff, and I just feel like there's something more that the doctors are not exploring. And I'm here to tell you that if you feel like you need more answers before you go down like a more severe route like Accutane, if you feel like there is more than what people are telling you, then definitely explore that. And sometimes when you are at the doctor, maybe if this makes you too nervous, you need a friend, you need a relative, somebody who you can trust that will fight for you, or fight for yourself, because I have gone to too many doctors to count, and sometimes they just give you the thing that's easiest to do, and you've been through everything, and so now everything isn't working for you. You need the thing that they don't tell people, because it's not the easiest thing to do. Taking a pill every single morning is fairly easy, and handling your symptoms fairly easy, but prescribing you like a specific diet, or you know, telling you all these things, they aren't as easy, so they don't tend to do those things. So I'll give you an example. Of ending here is that I am working towards clearing my skin. I am working actively towards finding solutions. My thing is that I feel like that there is something more going on, and this is just a symptom. And so that's something I'm still exploring. I went to the dermatologist last week and talked to her, and she said that I should talk to an endocrinologist, but we'll see how that goes. If I get a prescription or you know, a referral to one or not, we'll see. I'll probably end up going back to my primary care and talking to her and saying, you know, this ain't working. I've tried so many different products and things under the sun to try to help my skin, and products are only going to help you with things that are on skin level, on only skin deep. And the issues that I'm facing is that those products don't help, because I don't feel like my specific acne is just skin deep. It is more. So I want to explore that, and I want to find out what a specialist would say. I want to find out, I have a medical history in my family that the women have thyroid conditions, different and varying. I also have a history in my family of fertility issues, which also could have a contributing factor. I have a lot of symptoms and things that are similar to PCOS. So I am still searching for answers, and this is not like a how I cleared my acne kind of video, even though I wish it was. but I am working on it, and that is what I'm bringing you guys along for, is working on myself and kind of like a little self-care time of like, do the things that make you feel the most like you and the best you that you can be, and that will take you in such amazing directions in the long run. So yeah.